So, how do you trust intuition as an entrepreneur? It's a great question, and it's really important as you're building your business and growing it. And I want to teach you how. So, what is intuition? Okay, it is this knowing, it's this deep feeling. It's that thing that we all know we have, and we have a hard time figuring out how to access it or how to tap into it and how to use it. I like to think of it as sort of that shortcut. It's that shortcut to that answer that we didn't even ask the question yet. So, before I explain how to trust your intuition, I need to explain how do you access it. Okay, so before we learn how to trust it, let's go over how to access it, okay? Because it's something that we want to be able to call on when we need to make a decision or when we just want an answer, right? So, the way to do this is you have to get quiet. I know so many of you are going to say, I can't get quiet. Can I just tell me the answer? How do I figure this out, right? Well, unfortunately, you need to learn how to get quiet so that you can start hearing and feeling the signals. Okay, so getting quiet is the first step. And I'm going to want you to practice this a lot because the more you do this, the more you're going to actually realize how many clues and how many, signals you're getting from your intuition all the time. And you're not going to have to call up your intuition anymore. It's just going to be there and you're going to know it and you're going to feel it. But it takes practice, and it takes practice getting quiet. So I want you to learn how to find a way to get quiet and quiet your mind, okay? So that is the very first step. When I say you need to get quiet, I'm not asking you to meditate every day. Ideally, that's a great thing, but most people don't like to meditate. So I'm not going to suggest that that's how you have to get in tune with your intuition. Instead, I just want you to practice finding quiet time, okay? And try and tune out everything that's going on. All the craziness in your house, at your work, wherever you are, and just trying to be present and breathe. And if you can concentrate on your breathing and just start to slow it down and then feel what your body's doing. Is it tense somewhere? Is it lighter? All these different things. And ask yourself questions. You can ask yourself, your name. You can say, is my name Bridget? And then listen and pay attention to what your body does when you ask a question that you know is correct. And then listen to what your body does when you ask a question that you know to be false. Okay, so those are sort of some good initial quick little tips, I would say, about how to get quiet. And then ask yourself some questions that you know the answer to and see what your body does so that you now are getting a feel for a yes and no. Okay, so this is another little tip for you. So as you are asking these questions, okay, pay attention to if you're feeling light or if you get a constricted, kind of tight feeling. Because when you ask a question and the answer feels light and it feels easy, that's a yes. And if it feels a little bit tighter or a little bit more constricted, so to speak, that's your no. And just intuition is not going to be vague. It is going to give you a yes or a no. So practice asking questions so that you can start feeling how your body, if it's light or if it's constricted, and pay attention because you're going to get these signals all day long, and it's not even when you're asking the question. It's basically before you even ask the question, you're going to get these feelings. One of the biggest questions I get is, how do I know the difference between fear and intuition? Okay, so the best way to describe this is when intuition is trying to guide you, it's unemotional, it's calm, okay? And when fear is kind of stepping in, which it often does, you're going to feel more emotion. You're going to feel more energy charged. You're going to feel more of a rush. Okay, it's not going to be calm. So that's a really easy, quick way to do it. But sometimes in the heat of it, you kind of lose sight of it. But I want you to know that your intuition is not going to be vague, but it's also going to be very calm and unemotional. Becoming aware of your intuition is really just the first step. And the best part about it is you're going to start seeing how often during your day intuition is speaking to you. Intuition is giving you clues. And honestly, that is the most fun part about it because up until you start becoming aware of it, you probably didn't even know that was your intuition giving you nudges, giving you signs, giving you, some real big clues on some decisions or a path to take. And so becoming aware of it is really the first step to actually trusting it. There are so many times when your intuition was trying to step in and give you guidance, right? And you didn't listen. I mean, if you think back, you can probably, come up with a handful, right? I mean, there are times like I remember when I was a kid in school and I wanted to raise my hand because I thought I knew the answer, right? And I really believed I knew the answer, but I was too afraid to be wrong. So I didn't raise my hand. And you know what? I had the right answer, but it was my fear that stopped me, okay? Or maybe there was a time when you were going to take a certain route and something in you was like, oh, nope, I've got to stay this way. But there was something in you nudging you to take the right and go kind of the back way, right? But you didn't do it. And then you stayed on your route, and what happened? You probably got stuck in traffic, or maybe you got a flat tire, or something else happened that wouldn't have happened if you took the other way. So these are just examples of your intuition saying, you know what? You hear me, you feel me, you know me, trust me. And so as you are doing this, take note of it and realize that you are understanding it all along and you're ignoring it. So one great way to do this in learning how to, process your intuition is keeping a dream journal. And this is kind of interesting because if you keep this journal with a pen or pencil by your bed, and every morning the first thing you do, I mean, when your eyes pop open, literally when they pop open, what comes to your mind? Maybe it's a whole series of things, or maybe it's just one word, and you're gonna say, "Oh, I never remember my dreams." But I'm telling you, when you start having this on your bedside table and you start making this a practice of every single day, it's really, really clear what comes to mind the second your eyes open. And don't wait. Don't wait for to go brush your teeth or go to the bathroom or any of that. Because once you do that, it's gone. Okay? So the second you open your eyes, write down anything, even little detail of what you remember, okay? And then after a week or so, start looking at all the different things that you actually wrote down, and there are clues in there, okay? There are clues about what you're kind of thinking about as you're dreaming. And those are your intuitive nudges, your intuitive feelings and thoughts. And it's also another way, to give you some clues. So maybe you're one of these people who sees the same time on a clock very often, right? Maybe you see 222, or maybe it's 7:35. Okay, whatever the time is, you probably see it a lot. And maybe you see it on the treadmill, maybe you see it on your phone. It could be by your bed. But some people see this specific time very, very often, and there's no coincidence in that. That's your intuition telling you, look at the time. Okay, so it's just another nudge and signal saying, trust me. Just look at the clock, and all of a sudden you see that, and you're like, oh, what a coincidence. You think it's good luck or something, right? But it's really your intuition saying, trust me. So I would love it. Comment below and let me know, when is intuition strong for you? When are you getting the signals or the clues? Are you getting them in your dreams? Are you getting it to look at a clock? Are you just getting that knowing feeling in your gut when you kind of walk into a room? I would love to know. So, comment below and share. And I would love to understand more about how intuition has been playing a role in your life. I would love it also if you would subscribe and, share this with any other friends who you think they should, learn how to use their intuition for their business or their life, right? Um, I just want to stress that intuition is a whisper, but it's a very clear and clear answer, okay? It's not going to be vague, but it won't be really loud and strong and tense, okay? That's going to be fear. Intuition is going to be very calm, and it's going to kind of just give you the answer, yes or no, that you're looking for. So I want you to practice some of these things. I want you to keep the dream journal. I want you to just start getting quiet as often as you can and start listening to how your body is reacting so that you get a little bit more comfortable with the clues and the signals that it's sending so you can use it when you need to make a decision in your business. So you can be that entrepreneur that isn't just relying on the facts and the logic, because that's not enough. You need to trust your intuition in guiding your business, because that is so true to who you are, and it's going to make you a better businessman, and it's going to make your business stronger. So I really hope that this is helpful, and be sure to check out the other videos that I've got on all sorts of tips and tricks to make your business strong and thrive.